Star Trek, Strange New Fucking Worlds. Man, was this a good episode. How you doing, guys? I'm Sean, this is Brian, and welcome back to the PlanetGenX podcast reaction of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, episode 5.
About damn time, right?
Yeah, man, yeah. Charades, or if you're British, charades.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still like, what the fuck are they doing with these shit titles? Why are they being so coy with them, you know? Like, I don't understand it. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a damn good episode. This is the playful episode that I've been wanting, man. And I said to my wife last night, I don't think I've ever laughed so hard at a Star Trek episode, like all the way through it like that.
Yeah.
This, and there's quite a few that are, you know, have very funny moments, or very playful episodes, but that one was just funny as shit.
Well, there is the well-established trope in Star Trek lore. Spock is the funniest person.
Oh man, he is great. I mean, Ethan's just done a phenomenal job, portraying him, and having to go between a human Spock, an all-human Spock, and then regular Spock like that. It was just great.
Yeah,
and we get to see. I mean, it was just. From beginning to end, it was awesome, and just the dynamics between the families, and it's almost like what's his wife? Is his wife T'Pring? Is that right? Is she T'Pring?
Yes.
Yeah.
The mother is T'Pring.
T'Pring. Yeah. It's almost like she has. I mean, she obviously does. She has emotions, but I mean, it's almost as if she's human too. Like she's so fucking worked up. Even for a Vulcan, she's about to lose her shit.
Yeah.
And I love that, man. I mean, this whole thing is just great. The lady they got to play for the mother, Vulcan, T'Pring, great, perfect, looking just haughty, and someone.
The father was great
nose.
too.
Yeah, because I found him very weird because he came off extremely human, but he was Vulcan. So I mean, I don't know. I was a little bit confused by that actor's choice. I don't know what was going on there. I liked it, but I thought it doesn't make sense really to me.
I don't know. It made sense to me in the idea of him being just like a common guy, right?
Yeah.
Like that. I think that's what they were trying to bring across. Is like he wanted to try the new foods, and it's not traditional, but it tasted good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And his wife was sitting there nagging at him.
Yeah. I just thought the choice. I mean, like he seemed overly joyed for a Vulcan.
Right. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
So that kind of threw me a little bit, but I didn't hate it. I mean, I thought the whole thing was so great. I was just eating. It was so good, man. I was just eating it right up.
From the very beginning of this episode, I'm calling it now, and I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong in this, but we got to see a callback. This was a space-time distortion. This is one of their favorite things to do, right?
Well, see, and I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought we were going to see a whole thing, and then it was just going to be at the very end. They were going to go, "Oh, well, that was just a time thing. It's
right, yeah. It's back to normal now.
We just happened to remember that it happened."
Right.
Yeah. I was glad to see, and hopefully, like you say, it doesn't come back. But I was glad to see it didn't happen. It doesn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I get a feeling we're gonna get a call back at some point.
I hope you're wrong in that regard because I like how it went down. I knew.
Yeah, it is closed for me at this point. That's perfect encapsulation as it is.
Yeah, except I felt like they're leaving a long time for them to be apart, to Pring and Spock, because they pretty much set up there at the end with her, leaving him there at the end. For them not to see each other till a mock time where he's on Kirk's Enterprise. That's I don't know exactly how many years it is, but we can assume it's 3 or 4.
Significant, yeah.
Yeah, it's enough. Yeah, it's quite a bit. So I was a little bit annoyed that they've kind of gone a little early with that. It seems early to me.
I'm trying to remember TOS. There's a little continuity issue, right? With like. Well, no, because Kirk didn't encounter her. Okay.
No, I mean it's all good for me as far as lining up. I just think it's a little early. Like they could have had her around a little longer before they did any splitting up.
Yeah.
But maybe they already see an end to this, in 4 seasons or five, a lot of them have it pre-planned out. So maybe that's the reason they went for that choice. And
Maybe
I
they
don't
want to
hate
do
it
a
because at least it got there,
yeah,
at least we have it,
yeah.
and they didn't just leave it for us to go, what the fuck.
Maybe they want to do a long distance relationship thing.
Maybe. But I did wonder whether or not we were going to see Rand and Spock, get together there at the end, lock
Yeah,
lips. Old Jesh Bush from Australia. Yeah, she's Australian.
right.
I had caught her on Will Wheaton's Ready Room, just a few minutes of it. She was on it this week. I guess because, this is pretty much her story, her and
Yeah.
Spock, but they kicked it off with her, had the whole, I love the captain's log or the personal log stuff and captain's log and all that. I like the way they do it. It just, to me, it has a certain sound to it, like a normal narrator. I always liked movies where they talk to you. And actually,
Yeah.
that's something for movies that aren't very good. Usually, that's why they do it, because the story's hard to follow, so they give a narrator in there and to fix it.
Well, not just that. I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but for me, it seems like it would be true for most. A narration at the top of a story features kind of like a drop in.
Yeah,
It's to help smooth the transition from reality into the world.
yeah, and that's what I was saying too. The way they do it, I don't know if it's just the sound. It's just like, I don't know. It just has a very certain sound and feel to me. I like it. It does. It does exactly what you say. It drops you right in there.
Yeah.
Ever so gently. It's like being held and just, I'm right in. Yeah. I feel like we knew them. Like we've been around.
Right.
We're hanging around with them that day. Yeah. It was really good, that setup. And then, just the callbacks. Like you said, there was one where she looked at him in the turbo lift, right? She
Right.
does the look and he doesn't see, or he probably does.
Right. He does.
And then
Obviously.
he does it in the shuttle to her when they end up together in the shuttle. He does the
Yeah.
look, that same look. I thought that was a nice little touch.
Yeah. I agree.
Got
The
some,
shuttle was kind of a weird scene, but it did work.
yeah, and I'm glad we brought up the shuttle because there is some comment I do like this shuttle, although it's a lot bigger on the inside, like a TARDIS,
Right.
than the old one. It
Yeah.
looked more cramped in the TOS days, and this one's
Well,
a
they
lot more
always grow,
spacious.
don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they? Like each series get a little bigger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems, when you look at it from the outside, you're like, yeah, I guess it works, right? But when they're actually in the studio, in the space, it's like, God damn, that thing looks kind of wide.
Right.
Like they're gonna need some kind of communication device to talk to each other.
Yeah.
But I love the chrome steering wheels and the throttle.
Right.
Dude, I love that, man. In Star Trek, you just don't see. They did bring it, like in the movies, the Next Generation movies. They did bring out the stick, and one
Right.
time when they were trying to manually operate the Enterprise. I do like that, but I think they look sharp. Yeah, it gives something. It gives it a little more excitement, and I think that's what they were going for. It makes it feel. It makes the shuttle a better action device than if they're just pushing buttons and the shuttle's just kind of doing its thing on its own.
Well, I also kind of feel like is most of Pike's story like from Discovery on. That's the same person, right?
Yeah.
Writing that.
Well, that I don't know. I'm not sure now. I'm pretty sure well, I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn because Discovery had a lot of change ups too between that first
Right.
season crew. Is
Yeah.
the second 2 seasons are two totally different whole crew than what they started with. So it's hard for me to say.
I totally lost my train of thought. By the way, I don't know
You were talking
where I was
about
going
like
with that.
what we know of Pike, I guess. If
No, it was something to do with the writing. But like I said,
I'll tell you what, you mentioned something last week, and I wrote it down in my notes too. We get it. Pike likes to cook.
Right? Yeah. Every damn episode that they can, he's in the
Damn,
fucking
man.
kitchen.
We got it already, man. He loves to cook. We got that last episode.
Somebody
didn't
take his shoes off and put a baby in them.
we? Shit, man. Just give him something else to do, man. I mean, shit.
Right?
It's ridiculous. The man loves to cook. But Yeah, so when we finally, Spock and Rand end up going off in the shuttle because she's going to try and apply for this archaeological deal, kind of like a fellowship, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, it was a fellowship.
Yeah, like
What
medical
they said.
archaeology is what it was.
Right.
And Spock's going back to Vulcan, so it turns out they just end up together. And they come up to this is like a it looks like a little tiny wormhole, icy wormhole to me.
It kind of looked like a callback to something from I think one of the movies, or it may have been TNG, just like a portal almost that was never fully explored. But yeah, obviously some kind of distortion, right?
Yeah, yeah. So in fact, when they came back, when they woke up on the Enterprise, I was like, okay, all this isn't happening. I thought at that
Right.
point
Yeah.
nothing was
We
happening.
we are in the time loop or whatever it
Yes,
is,
that's
right?
exactly
Yeah.
right. I thought, yeah, all this is not happening right
Same.
now. So,
Mm.
and let's hope you're wrong, and that they don't say, "Aha, we got you."
Right. Yeah. None of this happened.
Yeah.
Forget half of this season.
Um. But so when we get back, and of course they're laying it on Spock that, hey man, you're a human now. He's and Pike asked him, well, how do you feel? And that first response, man, and Pike's like, whoa. I was like, he is a fucking angsty teen. That is what Spock is. And that was just that first emotion. And I ended up being right. Like everything else after that. And he even says later on, you know,
Angst is in there. Yeah.
yeah, that he feels like a teenager, you know, or somebody says that he's going through what a teenager goes through or something like that.
Well, to still align, it would only be logical that someone in his shoes would default to the teenage
Yeah.
mindset, right?
And I think it was great because he portrayed it perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was, well,
I
it
don't
was a
know.
Hollywood portrayal of it.
I was gonna say, yeah, Hollywood portrayal, perfect. Yes,
Yes.
not perfect in real life.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Nobody would
It was
act like that. in
It
real
was
life.
totally not messy enough for that.
But that's what they would say. That's what, yeah, a Hollywood TV show would portray it that way.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yes, I am jealous of that bacon scene, man. Him and that bacon. I was like, oh God, that's one thing I absolutely wish I didn't have to live without, man. I loved the bacon a lot.
I love bacon, but I'm not the crazy bacon person. I used to put it on every burger I ever got,
Oh
always.
yeah.
But I've stopped doing that. I've tamed off the cheese a little bit. A lot of those old habits of my 20s and 30s
Yeah.
fell off a little bit easier as I get older.
Yeah, I'd have to be more wary of it now, but still love the bacon. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're getting off track. Spock
Yeah,
loves
yeah.
the bacon. He loves eating too because he's an angsty teen.
Right.
The whole beanie thing, dude. That is just so funny that they brought the beanie out again.
That got an audible laugh out of me,
Yeah.
actually.
Because it's just like, dude, I think he's worn that beanie at least twice that I know of in the original series.
Right.
One very famous one is where McCoy goes back in time. I forget the name of the episode. Actually, I should be shot and my nerd card revoked.
Yeah.
But Guardian on the Edge of Forever or something like that. Was that it? I
Maybe.
think it was. I am the guardian of some. Yeah, he says something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the beanie and the ears, because when they bring the ears out, man, those are exactly how they mount the little ears for like old Leonard Nimoy's ears and stuff like that when they were gonna put them on him and stuff. And I just thought that was a hoot because I thought it's another one of those things where you don't think they have that technology in TOS because we never really experienced it back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I wondered if they were going to go that route. Do they have the the surgical? Well, they always call it surgical alteration too. But
Alteration.
like Enterprise, they actually called it prosthetics. Like a makeup type effect. Phlox would do a makeup effect, really.
Whereas TNG actually did genetics.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
they always did genetic manipulation, is what they said.
They were up to some crazy stuff by TNG,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
So,
But this old tech is acceptable.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I get gatekeepery on it sometimes, man.
Yeah.
If that's even a word. Those Crump dudes. We just watched it too. The scene where Spock, we see him building up about the plate with Sam Kirk leaving his
Yeah.
plate and his cup out, and Spock just wants him to clean that shit up, man. Just clean it up. And when he's in Vulcan mode, he can handle it. He just takes care of it. But then he fucking throws the crumbs on the floor.
I know. I found that
I
weird
was
too.
what in the fuck right then and there. I'm like, wait a minute, dude, you got a little saucer
That
in your
hand should have definitely been right up under the table, right?
Well, yeah, you got the hand. You can do the hand, right in. Why not take the saucer in your hand and take your other hand and
Well, that's
put
what
it
I'm
in the
saying, like,
saucer?
with the
Yeah,
saucer,
I mean,
yeah.
well, either way, it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
can get it. That struck me as odd and a odd choice for a Vulcan,
Right.
half
But
human or not.
I was going to say, not only is he half human, as a Vulcan, that would be considered an outburst.
Yeah.
That
Oh
whole,
yeah.
whole
Yeah.
exchange.
Yeah. He was definitely showing his ass big time.
Right.
That was Spock showing his ass. And then we get to see him really show his ass later when he's human. And, oh, what is the line, man? I should have wrote it down. Do not test me, Kirk!
Oh, what was it? Not test me. I will
break you!
break you. Yes, I will break you.
Do not test me, Kirk! I will break you! That was the greatest line
It
ever,
was.
man. I mean, just nonstop laughs with him. Jesus, what can you say? I told you when we were watching it, I wish we could just sit here and share on the screen, watching the whole episode, and us just talking why it's going on, man.
Watch party would be great.
It would. It's at the end of this. Well, we'll talk about that in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Rand, ends up losing her deal. But you could see that she impressed that guy that was showing his, Vulcan ass to her. She looking his nose at her because he was all interested to find out what she had done that day. Which is talk to, ancient being that had some medicine that they had never seen before. And he's like, you could see him perking up even in the most minimal of way, right? Like the Vulcan way, but you could see him perking up. Oh yes, really?
Nudge at his stature.
Yeah, just a slight rise.
Direct.
He got
gaze,
a little
right?
more tall, just slightly.
Yeah.
But she basically gives him the middle finger. Not today. Not today. And then of course Spock ends up she does talk the yellow. Hello, I am yellow. I said that before she even got on there because we already knew her name earlier, right? And that first one said, hello, I'm blue. And I figured, hell, she's going to say, hello, I'm yellow. And sure enough.
Right.
Too cute. Yeah, he gets put back together because of her insistence that
her longing.
Friends are close enough to even,
her more than friendship with him.
Right, yeah. Definitely more than friends.
Well, by the end of the episode, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. These are themes I sometimes struggle with in TV shows and movies, and that is like this emotional connection being valuable to other beings that are far more advanced than you are.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. Yeah. But as a storytelling device, I'll let it slide.
Yeah, sometimes you need it, huh?
Yeah.
And I thought we weren't going to get to see the kiss at first because it's like, I'm a married man, dude, or I'm going to be a married man. I have a girl. Well, that gets all set aside, and he's all, man, boy, does he just go right down the old turbo lift down to her quarters real quick as soon as he finds out, doesn't he?
Well, again, this scene has another one of those where it's just like telegraphed writing, right? Because you and I both knew as soon as he got up, he was going to get to the door, and there she was going to be, right?
Yep, that's it. One thing before we wrap up this episode, did you catch the little amok time music tag right when he says
I did not.
He finds out he's human, right before he finds out he's human, and he gets up and he goes, what the right before that you'll hear
yeah.
And I was
I
like,
didn't pick
yeah,
up on it.
nice,
Thanks.
man.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think I just caught it on this rewatch. Yeah, I did. I just caught it on the rewatch here. I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that before.
We should probably be more aware of that in the future because they are dropping a lot of shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, man. They're Easter egging the fuck out of us. Every
Yeah.
chance they get, they love it. They
But
let
the
us know that.
auditory thing is real easy to miss for
Oh
me because I'm
yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
busy trying to watch, right?
Oh yeah, man. Trying to take in everything and not miss it and get my notes written down.
Yeah.
I've gotten very simplistic with the notes lately. Just something that catch
Oh
me,
yeah.
just like one word, just to remind me, why it caught my eye. Yeah, gotta rely on the old memory for this stuff, man. I watched it. I gotta remember it. I'm doing better. I'm doing better.
It's a muscle.
That's right. And I'm stroking it every night. Alrighty then. On that note, guys, this was one of the best ever episodes of Strange New Worlds. First season or second season. Let's talk about that for a second because first episode was great out of the box. I thought, yeah, hell here we go. Second, third episode, man, we were both like, Fourth episode, we're like, okay, a little better, but still fine wanting,
Yeah.
And this one just like, boom. And you nailed as far as like what placement that fun episode was going to get. You did say about 5. So,
Yeah.
boom, you nailed that on the head. So we should be getting an intrigue type episode, hopefully,
Well,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
either
A
we may
Ronald
not get
episode.
that. We may just get like an intrigue nod into next season,
Yeah.
right? Because
I don't even know. Is it 8 episodes? 10?
that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out like how many episodes they're gonna do and like how many they can fit in.
Because I don't even feel like, dude, like I feel like we're just getting in there. We're just
I
getting our
agree.
stride. So if it's 8 episodes, that really blows.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
I mean,
really
even
blows.
with 10, it sucks.
Oh, 10 definitely sucks, but I need 10 at least, man.
Yeah.
You got to give me 10. Shuck, dude. I mean, we're old fuckers, y'all. Y'all, we used to get 26 episodes a season. It's bullshit.
I'm fine with 16.
That's awesome.
16 is enough.
Yeah, I agree. I can deal with 16. You give me an 8 on the front side and you got an 8 back side if you want to.
Exactly.
Man. That's all good. And if you want to get froggy, you can give like if you're British, you can give me a Christmas episode or a New Year's episode or something. Yeah. Just to keep me fucking interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Let's see. I'm giving this a 5. 5 out of 5. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a pass on the stuff I mentioned. And yeah, it was great. It was fun. And definitely not the last 3 episodes.
And it's interesting, no Carol Kane, and it's almost like they want to say, listen, we're not just using her to make y'all laugh. We can do this on our own. Of course, I've already said they've been using Spock for that brilliantly.
Right.
So,
well, I don't know. I kind of wonder if they're going, if that is something they're purposely holding back, and then they're going to be like, here's this mysterious side of her that we haven't explained.
yeah,
right?
should we not have a whole Carol Kane episode? I feel like we're going to get one of those because they've already kind of touched on, this mysteriousness of her. Are they going to give us a whole episode, or are they going to guine in us? So
Who knows?
she's just in the background all the time.
I mean,
makes you wonder.
There's lore there that the fans want. You and I both want, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they started.
And I'm sure we're not alone.
Yeah. And they've already teased it a little more with having her back in time, back when she was on Earth. But anyway, yeah, let us know what you think about that in the comments as you're hitting the subscribe or like button. Please, we need you to subscribe and like us because I'm desperate for attention and have a low self-esteem and I need the praise. Please give me some praise. But anyway, thanks so much, guys. We had a great time with this one. I can't wait to see the next one. I hope it doesn't let me down because I'm high on the Star Trek right now. They got me on an up.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, man. So we're out of here. And as always, be excellent to each other. And we'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.